So the dogs here know that we're going to turn around. So we're going to go home, guys. Let's go. Mr. Sausage is going to scratch an itch. Good boy. So is Miss Mechka, and then we're going to head back. And I always notice different things on the way back that I don't notice on the way. You just look, you put your feet in a different spot, and you look at a different spot. And the light's different. And then there she is. She's scratching an itch. I've had her owner bring her flea medicine when he comes back on the weekend, just because I think she might have fleas. I don't know. She's very itchy. So the trip back, you think it'd be a little bit easier, and if I do the other path, it really is. You go up, it's a lot of effort, then you come down, and it's a lot of fun. This one just goes up and down, up and down. So it's almost as much work to go home as it is to get to the meadow area. But I really, really enjoy it. I find it's just a nice little trail, a little bit of technical bits for when you've been sitting on your butt all day typing. And the dogs seem to enjoy it, and they get the exercise that they need based on how they're feeling, because they'll run off sometimes. They'll go and get birds or whatever. You can see there's all kinds of scat around. I've actually seen boar scat, which is kind of interesting. I've never actually seen a wild boar, but apparently there are boars out here, and there are even bears deeper in the mountains, which is surprising. This is not Western Europe at all. There's still wilderness out here. It's kind of neat. I really don't find that the terrain or the fauna or anything is really that different from what I would get hiking in Eastern Canada. I really, if you had just plunked me here without any buildings or anybody around, I'm not convinced that I would know that I wasn't in Canada, to be honest. It just feels very right to me. You can see how steep that is down to the village. Or maybe you can't. I don't know how well the camera displays that. And I still do a walk like this, even if I'm planning to go to Yablonista. I've been lucky once where I got lifts to Yablonista. The other time I had to pretty much walk the whole way. But I don't want to shortchange the dogs, because that's what I'm here for. That's kind of like my rent every day. So I'm taking it very, very seriously. That even if I'm tired, I can kind of maybe not go as long and just let them run free or whatever. But I have to make sure that I come out twice a day with them. And to be honest, I really enjoy our time together. It's kind of a time out of my day, and it's just the trail and the dogs, and it's very poetic and lovely. And they're such good dogs, they really are. Hey, Sausage. I wonder what she saw there. And I find that the more that I do this, the more that I'm starting to know the trail, the more that I'm starting to know the tricky bits. Because my keens are really, really good on the sandstone in Utah, for example. They're actually not as good as I would have liked on this stuff. I would have needed a little bit more ankle protection. So like a proper lace-up boot with a bit more structure. So I have to be very careful. I've come a few times very close to twisting an ankle, and I actually did have a sore ankle for a few days. So, just trying to treat it with respect. But look at all the beautiful oak leaves that are on the ground here. I mean, that I actually can recognize as being an oak leaf. I did a course almost 20 years ago now on being able to identify 100 trees and shrubs of Ontario. And we had to identify them by their leaves and by their twig. And it was actually easier to identify by the twig than by the leaf, believe it or not. But the oak one is one that I remember very, very clearly. So there are some books in the house with flora and fauna identification, so I might come out one day and just try to identify a few things. But to be honest, I'm not going to be here very long, so how much brain space am I going to spend, learning this place? I don't know. But I would like to know what this stuff is down here, though. I've got something very similar at Haven. It's almost like some sort of ivy or something. It's very, very cool down in this little bit. It's almost like being down in a riverbed. It's just lovely because you can't tell, but it's only not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet, and it is hot and sticky already. And the sun's already kind of relentless. Not complaining though. I'm enjoying the heat and being comfortable. I don't think I'd want to be here in the wintertime though. Just the house doesn't seem like it would stay particularly cozy in the wintertime. I don't know. So this is the last little bit. Like if I've been out further than the meadow, at the end of the day I might sometimes be kind of tired and be like, okay, I'm ready to get there. But once you get through this bit, it's kind of home free. I usually go out about 20 to 30 minutes in the morning and at least an hour in the afternoons. The idea was that I would take them out in the afternoons, come back, have a beer, make dinner and all that. But it's happened a few times where I've had to go back to work after, and it's been a really good way to break up my day. Yeah, really need to bring a broom next time. It's very unpleasant with all the spider webs in the morning. Usually by this time Sausage has kind of had enough and he just kind of sticks really close. So I've already filled up their food and water bowls, so they come in, they might have a bit of breakfast themselves, and then they flop down for the day. See, you can really tell that the sun's coming. I'm not nearly as far south here as I thought I was. I kind of did one of those maps where you can check the latitude of where you are, North America versus Europe, and it's surprising. So here we are. So this is the path to go to home, and then this is the path that I take to go up the mountain, and then I come down this one. I haven't yet figured out how to go up and down on this one, and it's kind of a hard one anyway. I prefer to go down it. So this is the last little bit. I discovered yesterday that the neighbor next door has a big dog and she walks him, but I was really late yesterday. It was past 9 o'clock. I tend to have the trail to myself in the morning. I'm usually up around 7. And then, as I said, I just take the dogs right out. And I really like that. I don't really feel a need to eat or anything before I go. I just do it, and this way I can get on with my day after. I'm learning the best way to up and down because this is really dangerous terrain with my knee. It doesn't look like much, but this is where I've almost twisted my ankle a few times, which is really annoying when you're so close to home. My neighbor here has been very, very friendly without, being able to say anything to me. I really love his little truck that he's got in his yard. It's very, it feels very Soviet to me, if you'll excuse the cliche or the non-PC term, and it moves very well. So everybody here tends to have gardens, and the houses are all very similar style. Like this is our house right here. This is like the back garden. I come out here, I water. And so this is the main house here. Like the bottom 3 windows are the kitchen, and upstairs is bedrooms. The house has got kind of a neat layout. So this is it here. Duck when you come in through the gate, so this is the gate. You got a duck because it's very low. I've hit my head once. Come on, dogs. Oh, and here's Mr. Pangu. He tends to get into everything, so when I'm gone, he's not allowed in the house. He's only allowed in the house when I'm there. And he's not allowed in the house overnight. Like overnight, I don't have any pets in the house. So the dogs, they have a little nest at the back of the garage, so they're comfortable from the elements and everything. And then Mechka really likes to sleep up there. And then you got the rest of the yard back here. It's quite a large property. It goes all the way up into the hills. Just getting to the clothesline is quite a bit of exercise. So that's my morning walk. Here's Pangu having his breakfast.